Going back to the very beginning of Roofstock, what were the actual kind of first steps that you took to start as a marketplace? And as marketplace founders, we typically face the kind of the chicken and the egg or the cold start problem, right? So how did you kind of solve for that in the very beginning?
So I would say I was fortunate in that when I left the REIT that I was running, I had really good industry relationships. I knew all of the other REIT CEOs and large fund participants. And as soon as I left, the next day I just started calling them up and said, "Hey, I'm thinking of starting this company. We're going to sell leased homes online. I know you have lots of homes that you would like to sell at some point. I need you to give me 20 houses. And I'll sell them for a really low fee. If it works, then I could be a terrific outlet for you on the disposition side. And you're going to see all the homes that I'm selling from everyone else, and you'll be able to buy them." Because otherwise it's very inefficient for them to sell these homes. And so I got a lot of these people to give me 20 houses. So very quickly we got 100 homes that we could put on our site. Otherwise it was very difficult to get to the retail end user and convince them to sell a home with a tenant in place, not on the MLS. And we're going to attract a bunch of investors. So I would say we knew we had the supply side nailed. I think when you're starting a marketplace, if you get up one side, it's really important. With it nailed, it's hard to get to going and so that helped. And then once we had good inventory, then it was just about attracting people to the site. And I would say, if you make these early decisions too, some things are very, critical. One of the things we realized was there was a lot of people looking at homes and engaging, but no one was buying right away. And so I talked to Mark Benioff, actually, who's, founder of Salesforce. He was one of our early investors and said, what can we do to get people off the dime? He said, you got to build trust. And he said, if you were a buyer, what would be really important for you to be able to pull the trigger? And I'm like, well, what if there was a guarantee, a money back guarantee, like there is on a hotel room or an airline fare, or whatever. It's like that, great. So we did it. We put in a no unconditional money back guarantee for 30 days on any home you bought through the marketplace. So if you didn't like the color of it, you could call us on day 29 and say, we don't want it anymore. And very few people did it. So it's one of those things, if you could find something where the perceived value is a lot greater than the actual cost to you, and the theoretical cost to us could have been huge, but you have to take some of these risks, right? And the reality was, if we couldn't stand behind the product we were selling in the marketplace, then maybe we shouldn't be doing it. And it gave people a lot of confidence. And we get maybe one every month or two that would do it. And we would end up buying it back and then reselling it on the marketplace. And sometimes we'd make a little or lose a little, but it was basically break even. But it was, sometimes you have to do things that will really lubricate activity and build trust. And I think in marketplaces, building trust is really essential. It's an obvious statement, but without that, you don't have a business.